Howdy friends, my name is Wes Lee. I work on band instruments for a living. Thanks for stopping by my shop today. Alright friends, well today's project is not so much of a project, more of a talk. I kind of tweaked my back this past weekend, working outside in the yard while it was real nice. If you've ever lifted equipment, moved equipment around, you know the exact spot of my back that I tweaked. Hell, I'm old. Comes with the territory. So I'm kind of laying low this week, doing some woodwind stuff, doing lots of stretches and core exercises. So today, I'm going to answer a question, dent removal and what I use. I've had 3 different emails over the past 2 weeks, so I figure that this is an important topic. Hey Wes, I need some advice on dent removal from the middle of the bow of the F slide on an F attachment trombone. It's an open route. The slide length prohibits me from using the normal dent ball driver. It won't reach since the legs are so long. Do they make an extra long dent ball driver, or do I need to use some creativity, build something? Thanks. Let's talk about it. Okay, here's some things we use to take the dents out of slides. And remember, it's 2021. Don't get me canceled. This is a trombone tuning slide dent ball driver. You drop your dent ball in the tuning slide, you push it around, put the ball in there, hammer tap it out. This is another style. This is actually threaded on the ends. This is like a hollow spring steel. This is another piece that I quite regularly use as a driver. This is a flexible piece. When you come to getting dents like this, you can use your straight tools or tools that have the angle on them to get this. When you're going after these dents that are in the center of these crooks, sometimes you can use these drivers to go in and around. Sometimes you get them hung up. A lot of people buy this to take the dents. You put your dent ball through, you drive it back, it comes around to back here. Okay, that's cool. I have another tool that I prefer. This is one of the first tools that I bought when I got out on my own. This is called the Roth tool. I believe this is the Roth tool version 2. I prefer this tool to any of the other drivers or anything like that. I can work on tuning slides for trombones, French horns, the end crooks on trombones, bell bows of trumpets. Let me go turn that compressor off. Anything that has a long straight and goes into a curve, we can take care of it. The size of this leg can be adjusted through these 2 screws. I use the same size wire that I use for binding wire on the spool. They make a smaller diameter wire, but there's a chance of pulling through when on the small dent balls. Let's get this set up and give you a quick demonstration of how this works. Okay, I just chucked this in my machinist vise today. It's a little easier to stand and show you over here as opposed to my other vise that's kind of tucked in a corner. Like I was saying, this coil, this spring coil, can be dialed in how much that you want. So let's say if we have a trumpet and we have a dent around here on the bottom side of the bell bow, then we know that we want this to wrap all the way around, and we can basically pull that amount out and then lock it down. This shaft, I don't want it to go, if I leave it all the way out here, I'm going to damage the crook, the top of the bell stem where it enters the tail is going to get damaged from this. Well, with this tool, I can pull this back, and of course I don't want to hit the vise plate or anything like that, but I can find the happy medium and lock these down. And now this isn't going to move. I have this flexible where this is going to go, and it will allow me to reach all the way around to the bottom side of the bell tail without having to remove the bell. If the dent were halfway up, I would simply make changes and bring this to the appropriate area. Of course, I want to go past where the dent is eventually, but as I'm working my way into the dent, that's where I want to be. If I have something like this small crook and I don't want to desolder take off the legs, but I need to get in here, I can set this up in the same kind of fashion. I'll pull some slack back of this. Whoa. Okay, we'll get the line to come back out in a second. But then I would have my ball on the end, I would go in, and it would go around past the dent. I do my hammer taps, I push the dent out, everybody's happy. I can do the same thing with a large ball. Give myself a little bit more flexibility. I want to be able to come all the way around on this trombone slide. If I don't have that other driver, I can use this. I can put my ball in, boom. I can go all the way around. I'm effectively taking this all the way around to the other tuning slide leg. So I can do the operation of the other tools that I showed you. Those are luxury tools. This tool actually gets the job done. You can lay into this thing. If you have a dent that sometimes the bell bows are so crushed and you have to start with the smallest ball and start opening back up, it's a big deal. On a trombone slide, you can set it up the same way. You can set up the length of tube. To go all the way in to where the tube length is. And then you can set how much spring you want to go. This would actually wrap most of the way around. You would feed in. You would feel it when you come in. You find your dent ball. You do your hammer tap. Now, if you're doing a trombone crook, you've got to take off the guard down here on the bottom. Remove your solder because that's harder than any of the brass. You get rid of all that, and then you take the dent out. So with the Roth tool, you can really you can get a lot of work done. It works on a bunch of different instruments. These are just ones that we're setting here close at hand. Let's talk about how to get the balls to stay on. If you just put a ball on this wire, as soon as you can drive it in there forward, but as soon as you pull back, it's going to want to pull this off, right? So you have to hold the ball on there. You're going to want to use your pointy pliers. The other tool that you have to have is some wire cutters. You want to take the end and turn it back on itself, making a loop. And you want to make it smaller than the ball. And then you grab hold of the line and you hold this tight. The stick binding wire won't let go like the thin stuff will. When you get ready to release it, you give yourself a little bit of slack. You take your wire cutters, your ball's off, you're ready to make the next change. Let's do that again. You find that you determine the size of the ball that you want to use. Right at the very end, you take your tight rounds, make a loop. That'll stay. Put a little valve oil on it. Drive down to your dent. Hollow tap it out. To release, get a little slack. Pull the wire. Cut that off. Your ball is free. Specifically here is an open wrap trombone. And we'll just presume that there's a dent here. The customer doesn't want to take the tuning slide legs off, and there's no reason to. We have a dent in this area. We would set the Roth to accommodate. Lock it down. We would attach our dent ball. We can go up. And we can go all the way around. I'm assuming that that spring is probably about here now. So we're able to go up, we're drive through and come back. And we can really push against this when it's in a vise. It's really sturdy. It's a lot more than trying to go by hand with a plunger style. Budget is my middle name, so I have to have tools that can do more than one job. They have to be able to cross-platform. And the Roth tool is one, there's no way I would be in a shop without it. I was in a shop without one for a while, and I bought one instead of paying the light bill. We may or may not have had to go 2 weeks without power because I bought a Roth tool. Sorry, baby. So friends, thanks for dropping by the shop today to see what was going on. I like talking about one of my favorite tools of all time. This is one that I wish I'd have made tens of dollars coming up with the patent on. I'm not. And the only Roth that I know is Big Daddy Roth that races cars. But this is one of the coolest tools ever. I would highly encourage you, if you don't have one of these, if you've tried to do things with the other plunger style tools, I would reevaluate and go after one of these. And of course, the dent ball sets. You can't do quality work without it. So this is for me, this is a must. It's a desert island tool. I need this, a rawhide mallet, a metal hammer, a dent ball set, and my Roth tool, and I can get some work done. I hope to be feeling better next week and back in action. Thanks for watching. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you watching, liking, and subscribing to the videos. If you have friends that are into this kind of stuff, show it to them. If you got band directors that are into this kind of stuff, show them what we do. Show them what the trade is all about. Be a good spokesperson for the band instrument repair community. And we'll keep turning out good work. This is Wes Lee signing off. See you next time.